Jason is a 612 science teacher, and he is at Academy 21 in Centerline Public Schools and a part of Cohort 5. So this is actually his second year. Jason, why don't you share out with us how your experience has been, some thoughts you have about your experience, and an artifact that maybe kind of lends itself to sharing what does it look like in blended learning in a classroom?
Well, if there's anything that I can say based upon what I've been listening tonight is that we've all had experiences during this time. Those experiences can be positive, experiences can be negative, but they're still experiences. And it's these experiences that give us opportunity for growth. And it's one thing that I would say about Macomb 2020 is that it's given me a tremendous amount of experiences and opportunities to grow. It's given me tools to grow with. I've had the opportunity to present last year at this time. I had the opportunity to present at the School of Palooza in the summertime, and this is my last opportunity now. And that's kind of where it brings us to our artifact, is that for the last month and a half, I really haven't had any structure. So I'm well, I ask you to just bear with me as we go through this. If anything, to help you think about this and all the experiences we've had, I have been delivering food to 63 students. 63 students that are on free and reduced lunch, and otherwise they don't have transportation and wouldn't be getting food if me and another teacher weren't delivering it to them. So it kind of got me thinking about this is we pay attention to space and what's out that we can't experience ourselves. We see the changes that are taking place in our environment now that we can't go out and experience it, or that we don't feel that we can experience it, or some students don't have the opportunity to experience it. We can see, or what I'm trying to do is bring those experiences to the students in an interactive way. And what I did was an interactive slide. And it's what I call me doing science in the virtual world. I teach in Academy 21, and I've been extremely fortunate to have that opportunity 2 years ago. It was at the same time that I started with Macomb 2020. And I thought I knew what hybrid learning was. I thought I could do this and it wasn't a problem, but it's the same things I see from a regular classroom to the hybrid setting that I'm in. Some of my students I don't see but once every 2 weeks. So this change wasn't a problem with me getting the content to the students. They have an interactive website to allow that, but the same question was still bothering me. How do I engage my students? The students I have come from a very challenged educational background, and I just want them to be curious about learning and curious about the world that's around us. So with that said, in this interactive slide, what it allows the students to do is click in different areas to explore different things. So if they want to think about, well, what am I thinking? How do I come about this? If you click here, it takes you to some different websites or some different videos that allow you to think about what school means, how we can incorporate technology, and what learning is about as we go from this point forward. With this, it allows them to interact by going back home. It allows them to end the presentation if they want. It allows them to take a closer look at what I'm looking for them to do with science and explore. There are different phenomena that I have witnessed over this last month and a half, and there's things that I've started to wonder, and that's what science means to me. So if I come over to here where it says New Beginnings, it takes me to some things that I've seen. I wondered what's happening here when I first saw this. I saw the changes that took place. And then there's some visitors that showed up. Visitors like a little bunny. And I can go back. Oops, sorry. Visitors like a raccoon. Visitors like, oh, here's one of my videos. Oh, there's the bunny. Visitors like, and that's where again, in my trying here, I made some errors with my videos, but a cat showed up. And with this cat that showed up and these other visitors, again, it brings me to what my wonders are. What's going to happen to those eggs? Who should I be most worried about? What if they all have babies to feed? And again, what I'm trying to get the kids to do is make observations of the world that's around them, to be engaged in it and to be curious about it, but not to just take them through a presentation step by step. The big idea where I was trying to lead them to is an interactive virtual field trip. So I strapped on a camera onto my head and I went to Stony Creek Metro Park and I took a walk. And as I took a walk, I saw this little pond, this little vernal pond. And I started wondering, what can I do? So what I could do is wonder. And in that wondering, I can go down and take a closer look at what's going on in this world that's around me. Maybe I wanted to still take a look at what these bird wings were about and how bird wings may be different. And what the purpose of those wings are. Oh, goodness. Oh, sorry here. I'm stuck. All right. So I saw some other birds, and they were doing something similar, but they had different types of wings. So again, I wonder. And I could see what the birds are doing and how bird wings are different and how it helps them in their flying and what these designs help to do with the relationship between their wings and the food that they do. So again, where I wanted them to go in this whole interactive slide is to not just go through a presentation, but be able to interact with it. Going with all this, my original plan and before my technical difficulties is I wanted to do this virtual field trip where right now I would be on a bike ride or in my kayak going down the Clinton River, and again, allow the students to interact with me virtually at that point, to allow them to experience the world that's around them, even though some of them might not have those opportunities. And that's what I did.
This is such a great example of using the technology to provide opportunities for students where none existed, or to help them explore their world or develop their understanding. I mean, what a great example. Great example. So thank you for Jason, and thank you to your school district. Do you have any parting thoughts about your experience in Macomb 2020?
It's just a continuation of the experiences that I've had that have allowed me to continue to grow as an educator, that allows me to give the opportunities to the students that I'm fortunate to be able to teach every day and be able to have the opportunity right now in the state of our country and the world that I have these opportunities.
Very well said. And on that note, we will say thank you.